I want people to know that even when things are not okay, they're okay. I don't know if you know these things, but you get these little love heart messages on Facebook sometimes. Like, this person had posted something to the vein of, this is what you should do if you want to check for signs of breast cancer. And I read it, and a week later, one of those symptoms, which was changes in the nipple, I noticed in my own breast. I was diagnosed with breast cancer. Then a month ago, I had a mastectomy and had a full axilla clearance, which is all the lymph nodes from under the armpit area. The results from that show that my cancer was quite advanced. So I had cancer in every lymph node that was pulled out, which puts me at a more serious kind of point and really high risk for having distant metastases form elsewhere in my body. So I don't have any of that yet, and I may never get it, but the chances are really, really high now. So yeah. When I found out, I spent about 5 days just either crying or keeping myself super busy. It was like everything I'd ever worried about was finally here. It was kind of at the end of that 5th day, I just thought, you know, if you're gonna die, you're gonna just like cry the whole time until you do. You know, there's a lot of amazing stuff left in your life right now. Life really changed, not necessarily for the negative. I became, really aware and present of now, and stopped thinking about the future completely and focused on what I can enjoy now. Seriously, like, sunsets have never been so beautiful. There was one the other day that just like blew my mind, and I was driving to radiotherapy, and if I hadn't have needed to be there at a certain time, I just would have pulled over the car and watched it. I've been growing some veggies in my veggie patch, and watching nature do small things and knowing that you're like this little part of it. There was a hot day the other day, and it started to spit rain, and ordinarily, you know, I would have gone to seek cover before it got heavier, but I just stood there. Sensory-wise, I've just become really aware. Yeah, you miss it if you're stuck in your brain. What was really interesting, along with kind of this sudden focus on the present, is a focus on what I want and doing things for myself. So just, taking care of myself, going and doing ceramics classes and going and writing music and making sure that I'm getting the most out of every day according to what I need. It's a completely different way of thinking for me. So I've been doing ceramics classes, and I find that after these 3-hour classes, I'm like, I haven't thought about cancer for 3 hours, that's really nice. Once upon a time, it would be like, I'll invest in this thing and hopefully I'll get really, really good, and then I'll stay good at it and have a product. And now it's just like, I'm doing things because I enjoy them in that moment. So it doesn't matter if I never get that good at ceramics. It will just be the process of how I feel for those 3 hours each time I do a class. Obviously, having cancer is really tough. There are physical things that you need to get through, but the psychological stuff, the fear of the unknown, all those kinds of things, they could just really easily overtake you. But you can just focus on the present and on the beautiful things that are in front of you, and it makes it so much easier. The biggest surprise for me was how well I've coped with everything, and that I could find so much happiness and love and beauty in such a crappy time of my life. In fact, I wouldn't say that it's a crappy time of my life. It's maybe one of the best times of my life, which is just completely bizarre, but Yeah, it is. Sorry, getting teary. But it's just, you know, it's like my friendships are so strong and I'm just, yeah, loving everything around me. And I think that's really hard to do. And I've been granted this opportunity to do that. And it's very weird, like, to suddenly be, yeah, to be happiest when you might be dying. You know, every day now is just, yeah, something that I feel so lucky to have.